So last we left off, and there are timestamps. Oh my goodness, I'm going to keep that, by the way. Timestamps in case you want to move forward. But yeah, we're running out of food. We need to do the seal orders, but we have the more important spirit altar here that we can use oil for. But it might even just take us the whole Drizzle season to take care of it because of the travel time between the warehouse, which I did not set up a closer one. And yeah, the more pressing thing is the food issue that we have, because without any food, we have wheat, but we don't have anything aside from maybe berry biscuits when we grab these newcomers, because I checked that there are berries. And we might as well just take them now. But yeah, in the storm season, we're gonna take the speed decrease to the face until we get a way to lower hostility, which we might not do. Keeping in mind that, yeah, getting Drizzle water here would be nice, which is why we're at the beginning of Drizzle here. But after that, we'll have to see what we can do. I think we did complete a timed order at some point, but not the one that we could have done a lot earlier, which the parts and wildfire essence would have been really, really great. But instead, we can go for biscuits and human houses at some moment. Otherwise, I think the only other thing to think about, aside from upgrading our hearth, is making this beacon tower, but then we need the clay, which we can do by putting a stone cutter's camp close to this dangerous glade, but we would want a small warehouse first, because otherwise the travel time is going to be absolutely unbearable. So I think we'll just try to put it somewhere along this place. But we also need to cut these trees, because I actually want to put a hearth here, is what I'm trying to say. Now, is it the best place to put a hearth? No, not really, but we're not going to get rid of this abyssal tree anytime soon. Actually, you know what? Just to make an interim place, we should just put the warehouse right next to the seal here and increase the priority. But before we unpause, we definitely want to get this started. By the way, we don't have the amber for this, but it's going to take a while to deliver everything anyway, so yeah, we should be fine. And in fact, we have Jorg right here in case we need the amber. We do need the amber. So just keeping in mind, we're not under the effect of more costly or less cost. Everything sells for less, is what I'm trying to say. Alternatively, I could use these trade routes, but they won't be resolved in time, or at least to a point in which I would be happy with. I guess we can still sell the flour, though. Might as well do that while we're grabbing provisions from... No, we don't. We're not grabbing provisions. Well, either way, it's going to take me a while. Yeah, I guess I should... I just need to go for the amber here. So we'll let that trade route complete. That does mean we're pushing back the event progress unless I sell something here, but I don't want to. So, instead... What do I need? Do I need anything aside from just food? Porridge, really. Probably. But I don't want to use up the amber. Instead, I should just be giving Jorg something for this porridge, but I think we'll just starve instead. That being, on top of that, so while building costs are increased for me, I think we do just set up this stonecutter's camp here for my own sanity's sake. And we can get roots at a kind of, not really though. Do we have another frog? We have 3 frogs, and 2 of them are already busy in the kiln. Actually, they're not, because they're not doing anything. So never mind. I do want to put the frog. Leave a frog in the kiln if possible, but we're still kind of doing something. Do these haulers do anything to the event? I guess we're going to find out. Otherwise, yeah, we're just relying on this small root node for a change. We don't have any farms, so we can't make use of this fertile soil, which makes me really sad. But instead, hopefully none of these are too overgrown. They're all overgrown abyssal trees. I think there are 2 overgrown abyssal trees there. There are. Which doesn't make me happy. I accidentally reset that, but... I think I'm just going to knock this pond away so we can try to put a hearth here. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. We're also going to cut these trees. But afterward, we'll see. Otherwise, yeah, 2 builders for this small warehouse. And then we make this stonecutter's camp. Hopefully we have enough for it. We do. And we see what else happens. I could sell more stuff. I do have algae sitting here. Oh, we're gonna do it. And yeah, by the time we finish delivering everything, we should be good to go. And in fact, having these haulers will save some time. Probably not too much. Unless I'm just completely wrong, because I have not used or calculated haulers at all, but hey. And yeah, I really need to think about which I'm probably gonna go. We'll see. Actually, I can't do packs of crops. You know why? Because I don't have anything to make into crops. And I think we'll just leave Jorg as... Yeah, we'll just let Jorg go away. Now, I was supposed to actually make berry biscuits, but hey, we'll use everything. No, except for herbs. I lied. And we can grab more parts and more bricks. That'll probably help. Yeah. We don't get a blueprint for it, but it's fine. And we don't get blue resolve because we don't get any blue resolve. So, can we make porridge in the field kitchen? I don't think so, right? No. But if we have drizzle water, we should be benefiting from the... not that. Well, we are getting clearance raw water with the golden dust mystery, but more importantly, we are getting faster food. We want to get faster food production, which will happen pretty much at the end of drizzle season. But hey, and yeah, we're just eating into all of our food. Should actually starve ourselves for the moment here, because we are getting more food by making complex food. Unfortunately. Yeah, that means, so effectively this, in a way, means we don't need to rain punk our drizzle buildings, mostly food, but because that also affects gathering, if I recall correctly. But it hasn't affected me yet, because we need 50 units in the thingy. We can make another rain collector to increase the capacity. That is something to think about, but... So, I don't think there's anything else I would really want to sell. Because I do need the dye for clothing at some point in our lives. And yeah, we need to continue... putting amber here, because otherwise... we're in some trouble. So actually, I'm going to put this woodcutter's camp here. And when this tree goes down, we should be able to do a thing. Fuel recipes are faster. Why does that appear in the stonecutter's camp? Is that... Huh, anywho. That doesn't affect the gathering speed, right? That would be odd. I would appreciate it, but it'd be odd. And we do have clay, but I think I want to use that for bricks instead. We also now have free foxes, but that's a worry for later. Is it a worry for later? Well, either way, I'm going to sit here and think for a moment. I think... I wanted to make the beacon tower. Let's make the beacon tower at least, if nothing else. Probably throw it somewhere where we won't have a hearth affecting us too much. And by that, I mean, we don't really have a place to put this. So, yeah. I guess we'll just put it in the hearth space here. We do need to make this. But I also want to make this hearth, which is kind of in the way at the moment. But if we move this camp a little bit... I'm going to cancel this, by the way. This is going to look weird, but it's all for the hearth. And yeah, this is the next priority. We do want we do want this beacon tower first, though. I need the emergency. I need the emergency help. Help! No food! And I guess we cut into this abyssal tree. But in the meanwhile... So, 3 minutes 32, and if they really... Okay, yeah, we're doing a thing. This fox needs to get here quickly. But as we move into clearance season, and yeah, oh, that's right, we have blight rots. Whoops! And we don't have the planks at the moment for this blight post, so whoopsie doopsie. Time to make some planks. But not really anything else we can do at the moment. Actually, we have haulers here. But, I mean, we're not really making any other building at the moment unless I disable these humans. Didn't actually need to disable all of those humans, though. In fact, we can put a fox... We can do a swap here, but Yeah, we can do a swap here. So swap a fox here because we're getting resolve from the cyst on the warehouse. Something else. Resin, and then maybe some clay. I should just sell it for all intents and purposes, but we'll do the leather instead. We want the leather too for boots, but as you can see, we can't really make anything at the moment. Well, yeah, we can actually make coats. Did I want to do this way? Probably not, but too late now. So, we'll put these humans in this clothier and have them do their best. I don't think we're actually even making any fabric, so we'll use the leather instead, and then we'll use the dye. The resin, I think, is pretty much limited because I'm just getting that from the signs that I'm... the signs. Not really much else to say. So that fox is making that hearth. This frog's making this beacon tower, and these humans are making this clothier. Actually, I made a mistake because we need the thing first. Otherwise, people will die, I think. Yep. So, we need this blight post first. And we need to get to making that ASAP, because if we don't, yeah, bad things are going to happen. So, everyone, all hands on deck. But we do want to use coal instead. And yeah, we can't really do much else. So we'll just have these humans haul, I guess, for the moment. Actually, swap out this fox again. They will lose these foxes will lose the resolve bonus, but hey, and then yeah, we don't have any food at all. This is gonna be really, really weird. Am I in trouble here? I think I'm in trouble. If I had broken, no, we can't even break that open. We are in some trouble. In fact, we are in a lot of trouble. So, free up those humans in the rain collector because we don't need that one. We could make another one for the next Drizzle season, but yeah, my worry is where we're gonna get food. Might have to cut into a small glade here. We have to cut into a small glade here. We don't have the food at the moment. Now I could wait until year 4, but I don't think we can afford to wait. I think we just need to try and get the food now. And we only need a few. So basically when these two humans and frog finish making their purging fires, we disable the production. And then we think about things for a moment. Actually, no, nothing to really think about here. Recipes that use fuel recipes? Does that include recipes that use fuel as a source? I'm confused. Anywho. We gotta do our best. I think we're just gonna starve the whole way through this storm season, by the way. It's not gonna end well. I could use this now. I really should. So, yeah, I think we just need the help now. If possible, I should make 2 bakeries now that I need them all, but we don't have the planks. We have enough flour for the moment. We just don't have anything else. We just don't have the food. And in fact, we can only make pies here. So, yeah, we need this now, so we're gonna grab the meat here. I think I'll take the hostility. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Everything is telling me not to use it, but I can't take the speed decrease, and we don't have any clothes, so... A lot of fertile soil, by the way, and also just algae. This would help for fuel. Might as well. I don't have anything else going on in our lives. But otherwise, I think what I'm going to end up doing is just make another rain collector. For higher capacity. But we'll do things afterward. Could break this open now, too. Do we have a cash one? We do have a cash as a seal order. I guess we'll look towards this. We do need this now. That's why I am doing what I'm doing. But we're probably just going to eat the meat, too. So that's... No, we're not. Because we're gonna starve while we do that. So... Hopefully by the time we make these, we're not the game's not over for me, but hey. And while we're waiting here, back to this hearth we go. A lot of fertile soil, though. Basically looking for a blueprint. I think, yeah, another order would be nice. Need for leisure, which none of which we can do because we don't have an ale building. Well, hey. This storm season's gonna hurt, is what I'm trying to say. We didn't even need to make 3 purging fires. I'm just doing it to be safe because on year 6 we will definitely need it. But in the meanwhile, are we gonna run out of wood? We kind of are. I should knock down this press, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. So instead, Plague of Darkness. I forgot what that is exactly. Guess we're gonna find out. Storm season is longer, which means yeah, we're gonna do this so that we don't take the speed penalty to the face. And foxes are suffering. There's only so much I can do. I can sacrifice something in the kiln, or the hearth, but I don't want to do that either. So yeah, we might just lose a bunch of foxes here. I don't want that, but that's probably all I'm gonna get to do. Yeah, I should have taken a porridge building, but it's a bit too late now. We can try to juggle resolve. I don't think that's going to help, though. So yeah, all hands on trying to make as many biscuits and pie as possible, I guess. We'll juggle resolve it to the best of our ability, but I will prioritize the frogs over anything else. Otherwise, what I could do instead, I should have actually use Song of Hope here. I didn't want to stack all of those like that, but it's what we're doing. Actually, we didn't even need that because we have pies. No! I've done that to myself. But while we're here, I mean, we do want to just leave the resolve like that, favoring the foxes. I really don't know what I want to do here. So I could have instead used this small little reed field for the moment. Especially since we do want fabric at some point in our lives, but should also just extend this road while we're here. But yeah, as we're also grabbing these... Can we use those vegetables for anything, by the way? No, not really, right? We can use the roots for, I think, biscuits, question mark? So we'll do that, but... yeah, I used too many miracles. I panicked. And I should not have. We're gonna finish off this clade node. Basically, I need to break into either a dangerous glade or this forbidden glade, which I actually should have cut into earlier. I'm gonna make the call and just break into this dangerous forbidden glade. Now that does mean I want to. I'm gonna move this warehouse closer to this forbidden glade. In fact, I should cut even closer so that we can make a proper path. But yeah, there's gonna be a funny little thing I'm doing here. So human houses as well. I do need those at some point in our lives. So kiln, I guess, super kiln, or trying to kiln. Shouldn't need any more planks at the moment. And if we, where are our, oh, that's right, the Stonecutters camp. But we'll get to making bricks now because we need them for human houses. But I really need to think about how I'm going to get this other resolve point, which is really making me sad here. But hey. So yeah, we'll consume as much as we can, but there's not much we can do. There's not much else we can do. There's extra leather, reeds, and insects. Because I need the food, I'm gonna take the reed and insects, but probably wasn't the best thing to pick. Also, we're trying to open caches at this point, but we need the stone marrow for that. So hey, yeah, we're gonna break all of these open, or try to. Villagers move quicker. Pack of mushrooms. Grain, but yeah, we need the stone marrow for that. We're also running out of fuel, but not much we can do while we're just waiting for the rest of these. So yeah, these frogs are done. Put them in the kiln, making coal. And now I figure out what else I want to do. Should actually make some shelter. We do need some shelter, by the way. And we're going to see what we can do here. 20 aesthetics. That's probably more likely than these salvaged, or than salvaging ruins. Oh, that was something else. Hey, a berry thing. But, yeah, that's probably more likely. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot to do, but it's more likely, I feel. So, yeah, we need 40 planks, essentially, but we're using coal. Actually, that may have not been the best idea either. Biscuits, pie, pain. This is a really, hold off on that for a moment. Can you just, no, too late. Well, too late now. And we get the Fishman Soothsayer. Can we even do this? No, we can't. We actually can only foretell. Hostility increase for every scout. That includes ones assigned to this one. So we do have to wait. Negative force mysteries are approved, but yeah, the reputation would be appreciated if we just let this go. Yeah, we're just in pain, so yeah, we don't want to do that. We can't even make use of that. We can't make use of any of these nodes. Help. So I kind of bungled my orders, is something else I'm trying to say basically at this point, but hey. That being said, no, because we could favor the foxes here and be just fine. Still be fine, actually. The good news is I don't think they'll leave. Oh, they will leave. Alright, maybe we did need to use that miracle. But either way. So before I do this, so we don't want to, yeah, we don't want to trigger this event now. Because otherwise, we're going to be suffering from the vassal tax and the downpour. What I do want to do is juggle this resolve for a moment here. So we'll let this fall to a quarter. And then boost resolve really quickly. The frogs shouldn't suffer for this, but hey. So I think we'll go for, yeah, human relatives first. Because that at least that'll help our resolve out. But after that, we need to... we need to prioritize other stuff. But yeah, if this next blueprint is a farm, it would help out immensely. Although we will be starving still, so... yeah. But... it'll help stave off the... now we have a lot of villagers and not enough places to use them at, unfortunately. Yeah, this is really unfortunate for me. I think what I'm gonna do here is just cut around this place. Preferably closer to the hearth, but still. And yeah, this algae will help out. We get far enough for our trouble, and what is our cornerstone in this drizzle season? Well, yeah, so this is what one of the few times I cut into a glade after... I cut into a glade before the storm season ends, and then I get rich glades here, which, I mean, it's not like I could have gathered anything anyway, but... wood cutting slower until I open at least 2 glades, but... every neighboring town offers 2 more trade routes, but until I complete 3, traders are slower. We're gonna reroll this. Gain +1 resolve for every 2 points. 3 barrels for every 10 planks. Increase the chance of doubling event loot by 50%. Doesn't apply to perks and blueprints. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go for it. Now, is it gonna double is the question, but while we're sitting here, away we go. Yeah, we'll leave the foxes at blue resolve for the moment. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. So I guess if we can... we don't have any planks. Never mind. Never mind. So actually, to do at least the seal order now, I should buy sea marrow. Is there anything else? Every time I opened or send an abandoned cache, get 10 copper ore, 30 wood. That... essentially 60 wood and 20 copper ore, but... I also don't have roads set up. This would actually have helped me immensely, but... I think for just the sake of complete, we'll take shovels, but we'll use all of our amber to buy sea marrow, or as much as we can. Probably need more, actually. But we'll see what we can do with this. 32, probably not a lot, actually. Yeah, we need 40 for the large ones and 30 for the medium one, 20. Anywho, this is much appreciated. We do want to work. Oh, we can't. That's silly. That hurts us immensely. Never mind. We need to finish the soothsayer first. There's something I can do here, and I'm not thinking about it, but it's... Yeah, I'm just being me. I guess what we'll do is just make pads. I should have made these pads earlier, but I'm being me. So, let's actually... I mean, we will make these pads because they will help, but... soon afterward, and yeah, they have to walk through this, but it's fine. For the moment. Yeah. Anything will help. Preferably a farm still, because I'm using humans here, but... and yeah, we need planks for the, that order. Should have prioritized them. I shouldn't have actually used wood. Now I kind of regret it, but hey. And with algae, we should be okay with fuel for a moment, but... Yeah, our next worry is, also, I should be using this rain collector. Whoops! Well, we're gonna double up on the Drizzle collection to improve our food production, if at all possible. We don't have any more flour. Yeah, basically all the food we have is all the food we have. Well, if that's gonna be the case, then I guess we just go crazy and try to do our best to get everything. This will help with a bit of meat production, but really, this is for the sake of planks, essentially. We're even just gonna go crazy, completely crazy, and do this. Can we even do that? Yeah, we can. Kind of? No. So yeah, we'll just go completely crazy here. I'm pretty sure we need to build something, so I should leave people available somewhere. But, yeah, because we want to make roads as well, so... Oop. Actually want to leave the foxes at positive resolve for the moment, even though it's not that much reputation, but... Hey. And yeah, we're gonna risk the hostility, the big hostility increase here. This is just, we just need to do it. We need to do it. I want to actually sacrifice sea marrow here, but I don't think I should do that either. What is this again? 2 amber for every 20 sea marrow, which, that would help. These insects would also help too, but we are not close to this at all. And we need wood anyway, but hey. So no, yeah, we're not making any food. That hurts immensely. In fact, we're eating to the vegetables for the moment, but I promise you, we're not in a good way here. We're actually in a lot of trouble. We don't have a plank building, but hey, we gotta make do with what we've got. Might as well make as much coal with all this algae, and yeah, we'll find out what else we can do. I guess I should just prep these human houses now while I'm just sitting here waiting. So 1, 2... that's actually a bit much, because yeah, we don't need any more people around that hearth, so we'll move these human houses over towards the second hearth instead. But we do need a bit more. So yeah, there are 5 sitting around somewhere. For 5, and then I need 3 more, so 1, 2, 3, and yeah, we have extra people here now. Actually, I could use them here. Might as well just take these scales, if for no other reason than the boots, but also the sea marrow. So by the time this fishing hut finishes, we should be okay. Note that I don't have any free builders, but I can't make the human houses right now anyway, so... Yeah. My other question is whether or not we will be able... Well, actually, if I disable these rain collectors, we will have free builders, so never mind. And we will finish that event before the end of the thingamajiggy. But make use of the nodes we have is what I'm trying to say. Actually make some provisions here. Because we need the trade routes, if nothing else, for the amber. Might as well sell something that we have. But I don't think we get to really do anything. In fact, we don't even have flour, so there's not really a point to grabbing extra food. We can't make any complex food, that's what I'm trying to say. But we also don't want to go hungry, so... yeah, this is, we have a bit of a problem. When that event completes, our resolve should be fixed for at least this season, but afterwards, I think we're in some trouble. So, as we continue onward here, I should just take food. It's not gonna feed us. It's not gonna give us any complex food resolve, but yeah, it's gonna be the best we get. In fact, yeah, because we got hunger there, we're just gonna take the meat now. This will help us into the storm season. After the storm season, though, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. So, yeah, now that we don't need these planks, we'll do the best with what we've got. And, yeah, we'll do the best with what we've got. Yeah, we're not going to get another point. Not until these human houses are made. Can we make them all now? I think we can. Well, we get close. We can only make about 3 human houses at the moment, so we just need planks left and right. So. I don't want to. Are we making bricks, by the way? No. We should be. If I do, I can speed up this trade, or I can take that trade route more comfortably. And we don't have any more provisions at the moment, but that's fine. And now that those foxes should... oh, they're not. They're bringing back the food, which will help. And the rewards were doubled there, so that's nice. But you know what's not as nice? The fact that I have to sit here and think about what to do with my life. So... let's grab some free builders again? Question mark? Yeah, that should be enough wood for the moment. What I'm kind of worried about... no, we need the planks. We need the planks. We need the planks still, so... whoops. Should I sell this fabric? I don't want to sell the fabric. No. Where did I put the trading post? I'm just going to check through the menu. Fliss. Vliss. Thinking. Also, I did end up using all of our rainwater here. But until we can open up this other cache, yeah, not much else we can do at the moment. I can deliver the stone while we're just sitting here, I guess. Or the sea marrow. So we'll do that, but, and that would give me the planks to complete this order, but, okay. Yeah, so we need 30 planks is what I'm trying to say. Alternatively, the sea marrow would help too, but, this woodcutter's camp is not doing anything, so let's do something there. I guess I'll cut into this for, Dangerous Glade next and see what happens with our lives. In fact, we'll even do that. If for no other reason than hurt space, but we could also cut into this Dangerous Glade. I'm going crazy, but either way, we need the wood, and we're gonna take the hostility increase. I don't want to, but we are going to, and we're also gonna take the speed decrease. I should have been favoring the foxes for resolve. Well, and as I'm sitting here that I think about what I'm doing. I don't want to take these, funny enough. Yeah, I don't want to take these. We're going to lose people anyway. If we're going to lose people, I might as well wait till Drizzle, which does hurt me overall, but... I think we're, yeah, Song of Hope again. And there goes all of our miracles. I guess that's what I'm doing. 5 wood to move this. Not that I'm really going to move it anywhere. I mean, I should, but we're not. And yeah, we just do our best not to lose anyone. We're gonna lose people, but we'll do our best. We're even gonna hit a higher hostility, and yeah, we're gonna be in a lot of pain. So, what can I do here? Not much, really. Even if I had made the clothier, which I think I can make, yeah, I can. I don't think it would have saved me. We're gonna try to make use of it anyway, but not a lot I can do. We will. Oh, I should have done that instead. I'm going crazy. But yeah, we're definitely gonna lose a bunch of villagers during this season. In fact, in preparation of that, we're gonna knock down these woodcutters' camps. Does this? Out of cure? No, I mean, we're not using it anyway. Yeah, we're not using these anyway. As long as they're in here, do we benefit from the thingamajiggy? We do. So, but in the meanwhile, this is gonna hurt. Using Rainwater, yeah, we're not using that, so it's fine for the moment. As for anything else that's happening in our lives, we'll see. I will make more flour, because that's what we're using to make food. In fact, just use both grain and mushrooms. Could make it for oil, but... could make oil from it, but that's not going to work. So, whoops. Yeah, we're just going to lose a bunch of people. Woodcutter. We're going to take the Impatience. We're probably going to lose like 6 villagers, really. Along with all these foxes. Oh, one of them is still bringing back things from this Fishman Soothsayer. Oh, there's a lot to bring back from the Fishman Soothsayer. But anywho. Also, we want to continue making planks, because, yeah, we do have that aesthetics one. Oh my goodness, wow, we're not able to do any of this. That makes me so sad. So I took the tools one. Maybe we get to use the tools, but I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Another woodcutter. Yeah, it's not going so good for me right now. We can save more humans, I guess. Yeah, we can. I probably should, all things considered. Might just end up losing all of our foxes. Why is this complaining? Because I'm going crazy. We'll try, yeah, we'll save the humans. And yeah, we definitely do lose all of our foxes. So this is an interesting, yeah, this is an interesting settlement. I'm speaking in past tense like it's over. It's not over yet, but yeah, this is pretty rough. So out of curiosity, can we do this? No, because we still don't have enough sea marrow, funny enough. Thinking. So yeah, that, funny enough, grabbing those newcomers does help our resolve for a moment, but not for long. So yeah, builder, yeah, that's to be expected. I do want to make these human houses though, and away we go. What do we do this time? 40 meat every time? I mean, I guess at this point, I don't want to do that because of all of our impatience, but... And so through Vliss, I would want to probably grab these tools. Yeah, I do want to grab these tools, despite everything I want to think about here. Why would you offer me this? Anywho. Fuel consumption decreased. Nah. Anything else? That is a lot. Unfortunately, we don't have anything. Yeah, we don't have any cornerstones for buying things, I'm pretty sure. I might not be doing a thing correctly, but anywho. That would have been nice. I'm thinking, hold on. 24, yeah. 22. I mean, yeah, we could go back and get more tools, but unless we can get 44 tools, I might want to do that instead. But we'd have to sell things that I don't want to sell. Can we finish a trade route before the end? No. The answer is no. So instead... Yeah, I think I'm still just going to break that. Well, without further ado, I think, funny enough, as odd as this video might seem, we're going to end this video now, so at least I can think about things. I swear I'm not stalling. I am in a bad situation, though. But if we open those 3 cash... I mean, it's all about doing the seal orders. The problem is, usually doing a seal order revolves around, well, having a healthy settlement anyway. But yeah, without further ado, not going to take up much more of your time. If you have anything to say, you know what to do. If you want to support me, you know what to do. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye.